come on up, everybody. Let's start as we always do. Let's get a nice front position. Couple seconds to get our zen. Show respect up front. Step out. Deep breaths into the nose. Out through the mouth. All right, come on up. Let's start moving in this. Carrie, you might recognize some of this. I'm stealing just a little bit from the lesson we did with the kids, but there's going to be plenty of new stuff in here to get us moving. So right now, everybody just get a little bit of bounce going. Start letting the knees start letting come up. I'm just going to let my shoulders like gel, like noodles here, let them bounce. Move on to both legs. I put one leg in front, and bounce forward and back for a little bit of sparring. I'm going to make some freestyle ideas along with our tempo ideas today. Go ahead and switch. Now, I want you to start working and do this at your own pace. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm almost going like a jumping jack pace, but I'm going to work my jump switch. And once you feel you have that, see if you can start working it around the world. A little bit of brain, a little bit of body going on. Not really concerned with what twist, what shift you take it on. Just see if you can start moving. I might switch it and start working to my other circle. Good. Now we're going to get some arms involved. I'm going to slow down the footwork. And I want you to think of a train, but instead of that train going forward with the arms, it's going to move in reverse. So we're going to move the arms in long ovals and see how I'm getting my feet activated with it. And slowly we're going to work our way up to a faster tempo. I'm going to keep breathing this whole time. Right now, my fists aren't very tense. I'm keeping them loose. So we're going to work those hips faster and faster. Those circles might get a little bit smaller. So now we're at about medium speed. Good. We're going to do 15 seconds, full speed. Go. Good. Let that go. Deep breath in and out. Good. Slow that heart rate back down. Second. Use that last one to get a little bit lower. Or whatever. If you have your feet together, get lower with your feet together. If your legs are out, same idea. All right. Switch up whichever foot was forward. I want to balance that. Little train track punch. This is the same idea as like a boxer's burnout. We're working on rapid fire punching in this. And also just getting a quick twitch, a little bit of burn in the arms. So now whatever side you were on, if you were right foot forward switch, if you were left foot forward switch, not so important in this. Once again, we're going to start with that long motion. Almost like I'm doing bicycles, except my arms are going out instead of my legs. And this could be fists in a vertical punching style. This could be back to knuckle punching style. That's not as important either. Just those oval circles, hips moving in time, slowly speeding up. Should be about a medium tempo now. And 15 seconds blasting. Good. Shake that out. All right. Let's go back down to legs. I'm going to get into a little bit of kicking today. And I want to start with our crescent kicks. So we have our inward to outward, starting on the inside of the leg. And we have our outward to inward. I want to start this little bit of leg warm-up, working both of these together. And once again, whatever side you choose, whether you're doing the same side as me or not in these drills, not important because we're going to balance it out on both sides. What is important is the movement in this. A couple different ways you can work this. You can do this from legs together. This is going to be the easier way for this drill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one leg. I'm going to do my in to out, and I'm going to follow it right up with my out to in. Now I'm going to repeat that with the other leg. I'm going to go out and then in. Or you can go from your fighting stance, and it's going to be the same idea. And when I say switch, you're going to try it with the other leg forward. That's the only thing that's going to change. The pattern is going to stay the same, just the legs are going to switch. Everybody get the idea of the drill, though? Thumbs up? Awesome. All right. So I'm going to give you this one on a go. So every go is going to be one leg, two leg reset. Try to keep the arms up, whether it's legs together or fighting stance. Keep those arms up for guard. All right, here we go. We're going to do 10 on one side before we switch to the other, so 20 total. And I'm going to do mine legs together for today. I'm going to do the easier version. And 1, out, in, 2, out, in, 3, out, in, 4, out, in, 5, out, in, 6, out, in, 7, out, in, 8, out, in, 9, out, in, 10, out, in. Good. Quick commercial breaks, catch your breath. We've got 10 more. You're going to burn those legs. Make sure when you're doing these, height isn't the most important. I don't want to sacrifice my posture, whether my head, my shoulders, my hips, and I want to try to straight leg the whole way up. Knees, I get a little bit of lower quad muscles. Straight legs are mostly up here in the hips, keeping that leg straight. All right, round 2, here we go. So if you were fighting stance, switch that fighting stance. You can do half and half on this one, or you can keep legs both together. And 1, good, reverse it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, keep that core tight. 9, make sure you're breathing. And last one, 10. Whew, nice little build. And those front of the hips, side of the hips, right where they're connected to the legs. Let's go back to the upper body here. So a lot of us have seen, we can do a little bit of review on this, but I want to take a little bit of a different take on this today, is our classical boxing combination. So I'm going to mirror you guys for this one. Once again, doesn't matter which leg you choose to go with forward. Most of us naturally go left arm forward because our right is our dominant, and we want that paired up with the hip for that big fire. But play with both today. So our basic boxing combination being our jab, cross, hook, uppercut. I want to take that same structure and I want to play with a little bit of open hand idea today. So we're going to use some open hand strength. First thing we're going to do is a finger jab. So I'm using my spear hand idea, but I'm going for a quick slice into the eye, so I'm not worried about making a strong structure. I'm not trying to break through everything. And you should feel you get a little bit more width that's easier on that than with your closed hands. So first, let's just practice some of those finger jabs with a little bit of, let's put a push drag forward so we get some motion with it. So here we go, let's go 5 on the left, 5 on the right, no matter which one you start with. We're just gonna switch the hands forward. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch it, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Now, let's keep with that open hand. So, second one should be pretty easy. Instead of doing that front 2 knuckle, we're going to follow that up with the palm. If you want to make it a little bit more animal style, you can pull those rakes down, give it a little bit of tiger claw. So now I've got some anvil, and I've got some fingers that can dig in afterwards. So now just the forward, I'm breaking the bow, I'm going a little bit more freestyle, so I'm going to keep my other arm up in my guard, and I'm going to come in with my claw or my palm strike up into the jaw. Here we go. Let's do 5 on each side again. So guards up. We're going to do our full push drag in, just that tiger claw. And 1. Make sure you're breathing. 2, 3. Those hips moving. 4, 5. Good. Switch sides. We're going to put both these together. Don't worry, we're going to work on these a lot. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Shake that out. Let's put that in together. We're about to get to the third one, which I think is my favorite, this one, a chance to use those hooking, raking tiger's claws that we use in class and our horse stance a lot. But first, let's break down, let's get both, whenever. No, awesome. I'm moving. Sure. So, we got that finger jab that we're setting up for our front hand. We're going to pull that back, go right into our tiger smash. That's our combo for right now. Make sure you still have the hips engaged. You're still using your breathing. You're still using your give one, take one. We're going to do 5 on each side again. 1, pop, pop. 2, pop, 3, 4, boom, 5, boom. Right where you are, go ahead and just take the cover. Now you're set up for the other side. 1, pop, 2, 3, boom, 4, 5. Good. Now let's bring in the hook. So I want you to keep this tight, just like you would a hook punch. Think of the elbow if you ever have trouble with your hook. They're very closely related. The only difference is I'm super compact with that elbow. I'm giving just a little bit more extension on that hook. So with my open hand now, I'm going to pull that claw back, and I'm thinking about hitting, and I'm hooking, and I'm raking with that tiger's claw now. I'm going to hit right at the side of the jaw, maybe even catch in and get a little bit of a tear. With this one, let's exaggerate the hips. So just the claw, I'm going to let my hip turn almost forward bow style. Pop. Get that hip going. Let's get 5 on each side again. We're going to put this all together. We're going to get a lot of chances to repeat this. For the last one, we're going to steal from Flashing Wings. We'll see it in a second. So here we go. Tiger's rake hook. 1, boom. 2, pop. 3, 4, 5. Cover step. Let's get the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put the whole thing together, put the icing on the cake with our uppercut substitution. So we got Finger jab, tiger smash, raking hook. That's our combo for now, 5 on each side. Go as slow as you need to be technically sound. If you feel like you're getting it, use those hips. Make sure it's hip driven. And 1, pop, pop, pop. 2, pop, pop, pop. 3, hips and breathing. 4 and 5. Good. Cover. Get that other side. 1, boom, whoop. 2, boom, smash, hook. 3, jab, smash, hook. 4, jab, smash, hook. I have to think on this side. 5, jab, smash, hook. Good. Last one. Uppercut with an open hand. So let's look at the end of flashing wings here, right? We have our inward block, our elbow, chop, chop. Here's our shudo palm. So that last strike, we're still going to use those hips, and we're going to come up with that palm. So this is both a rising strike and a thrusting strike in. Let's just practice that on its own with the hips. Still got my other guard up. And 1, pop. 2, boom. 3, 4, 5, whoop, cover. Other side. 1, pop. 2, boom. 3, pop. 4, pop. 5, boom. All right. Now we get to put it all together, put a bow on top of it. So we have slow motion, finger jab, tiger smash, hooking claw, and I've got my uppercut shudo palm. One more time, slow. Jab, smash, hooking claw, shudo palm. All right, put it together as fast or as slow as you need to. And 1, pop, 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 hits. 2, breath. 3, give one, take one. It's interesting how just switching up the strikes makes the brain think a little bit, even though we've done this so many times in our classes. Little open hand variation, one more for safety. Good, cover. Work that other side. This is my weak side. I might have to do this one a little bit lower, a little bit slower. And move. Boom, boom. Go. Boom. Go. 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 Pop. One more for safety. Go. Pop, pop, pop. Bam. Nice. So, a little bit of something that you can play with. You've got your classical boxing combination structure, and just a little experimentation for you. Take it at home. We just did it with open hands. Try it with elbows. Can you find the same thing with your elbow strikes? Use hammers. Put in any other weapon.
Why don't you go ahead and do that elbows?
Okay.
That's pretty cool. The reason why I want to feed off this, I'm watching. Hi everybody. I'm watching. Sensei Gabe move. I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to face the camera for him. I want to point out a few mechanics that are important for all of you. Some of you I'm watching and I see you kind of starting to do it. Some of you are still staying a little flat. So do your move, Gabe, one at a time. So move 1. See how he's reaching out. He pivots and he steps with that lead leg for the jab. Move 2. Now, of course, we all know to square off the hips, and he accentuates that heel palm with, again, another drag up on the right side. Now, 3, while I was practicing this beside, over here beside the camera and following along, I found that the hook was probably and could be tricky for somebody. Go ahead and do 3. Yeah. What helped me while I was testing this little drill out on my own was I always imagine what it feels like when this hits something. So when it hits, I imagine that feeling, which makes it have a beginning, a middle, which is the impact, and then an end, a finish. So it gives structure to the move, even though there's nothing in front of me. there's still something going on where I'm reaching out, and if you can hear your gi snap, if you have your uniform on, that means that you're making contact somewhere and then going through the target. Pop, pop, pop. And if you see our feet, when we move, we hit, the legs are loose. They're not stuck on the ground. I'm pushing off of my back leg. The energy's going through my torso. It's making contact, and my left leg even kind of does a little bit of a blip. It actually steps out a little bit, steps out a little bit. That'll be the same for my hook punch, you know, with the closed fist. I'm loosening up, but I'm using this as my muscle leg, my base. And then this is kind of doing like a little marriage of gravity step forward to get a little reach out of it. So go from, again, the number 1. Okay, now rotate 2, and now hook 3. Now watch what happens on this one. I want to see if he does it. Uppercut, go. Freeze. So notice that his body, even though he didn't break the structure of his spine alignment, he still gave, there's a little bit of a half moon shape, because this hip, he knows, his body knows that that hip has to be given to structure and bring along a hip elbow weapon, bring along his body's mass with the strike. Same with a hook, an uppercut. That uppercut is really hitting somebody with this part of your body. It's not hitting somebody with the arm. So that one thing I noticed while watching on the side was that hook comes from a wave of energy in this zone as you sink into this base leg, pushing off of that base leg and striking up. So there's a very different feeling of a stance because of where I'm pushing from. Yeah? So a little breakdown, just absolutely watching you. Another thing also is what is this guard doing? What is that other hand doing, and where is it coming from? And where is your checking hands? Are you flat? Or are you starting to cover yourself? Right? So this jab is here. My cross is here. The hook is here. Notice where my right hand goes. Back to my guard. And then the hook goes through, and I thread the uppercut. There's my take on it.
Something that you can, that will help on that hook. For me, hooks were super tricky to get the idea down to the timing. What I feel is really common is wanting to punch sideways with that hook. So like we did with the kicks early on, I'm going to turn this just a little bit sideways so we can see the pillar. It doesn't have to be something hard, but I'm putting, you can turn this angle a little bit more. I think we're okay. But I want to square this up so that my target is close and it's right at my my center line.
Go to the corner to your left. Yeah, go to that corner now. Yeah.
So if you can see behind me, I'm in a direct alignment with this, and I'll use my other hand so we can see. So that I'm not going through when I hit this strike. When I make contact, I'm bringing it back. Once again, tie that to your tempo. We have moves where we hammer and we go the whole way through. Use that same circle. Try to tie these ideas that freestyle is a little bit tricky for somebody. You have this motion. You have this motion with your hammer. You have it with elbows. You can put that in with your hook. All you have to do is let that heel loosen up. So all these we have our push drags already, but our forward bows and our reverse bows. But now I'm letting the hips loosen up, and like Sensei said, I'm letting it be a little bit more detached and lighter and springier for the freestyle.
I think, Mr. Gabe, you going into your elbow set there is going to help bring the body with it as well. So that's why I want you to do it.
Absolutely. So we're going to take that same structure and we're going to use some elbows now. So we're going to put in an elbow combination. And this is really hard not to get the shoulders attached because the elbows are so close, and in turn, not attach the hips with it. So we're going to start with the driving elbow. So this is one time where I'm going to use the point. Let's talk a little bit about elbow weapons first. Normally, most common is going to be my forearm. Same type weapon as my inward block. There's my roundhouse. There's my rising. I can use it in a downward fashion. The bottom, there's my dropping elbow, my reversing elbow, whether it's higher or low. But on occasion, for example, shielding hammer, captured twigs. When we put the body behind it and move the whole body forward, we drive that point in. Well, I can have that in a roundhouse point, or I can have that in more of a covered point. So take this first jabbing motion that we've been working with, and this could be part block, part strike. So on this first one, I'm gonna shoot in with that elbow, that driving elbow, and I can even put a little bit of a hip turn with that. So let's just practice that driving elbow strike first. If I do use this cover, I'm gonna put my hand up above my head here, and I'm making a little bit of a brace. I don't wanna be right next to my ears, right next to everything, and I'm taking that full shock in. Here we go. And 1, and 2, hips and shoulders. 3, boom. This is all body driven. 4, pop. 5, boom. Good. Cover. Let's get that other side. 1, pop. 2, pop. See, I'm letting my hip turn into that for that drive. 3, pop. 4, pop. 5, pop. Good. Now let's rotate into our roundhouse elbow. We use this one a lot. Our flashing wings, our mace of aggression. I'm going to bring that second arm back. I'm going to rotate the hips the whole way forward. So here we go. Back arm. 1, bring that hip the whole way forward. Let that heel clip up off the ground. 2, pop. 3, pop. 4, pop. 5, pop. Good. Cover. 1, pop. 2, pop. 3, pop. 4, pop. 5, pop. Good. Let's put both of those two together. I'm gonna point something out again, because you got a second set of eyes on you. If another thing you notice, I mean, some of us always use the term more push drag, because we use a lot of push drags in our techniques. We push drag into an elbow and so on and so forth. This first move here with the rising elbow that he's throwing, that's a great example of a step up or a step drag, step up. Because he's not pushing off of this leg in a more explosive manner. He's stepping up and letting the left leg pop together with the right. So as I move in, my right leg takes the step first, along with the driving elbow, up, up, up. So that's a step up or step drag versus our normal push drag. And it's just a great example of that, that we don't really notice a lot of, but we use it a lot. But it's not one of those foot maneuvers that is necessarily like as easy to see as the push drag, or easy to translate. You know, little side extraction, since we're bouncing back and forth here, and we're getting on some great paths that we haven't hit too much yet, is something that you can play with just in your footwork, and you can tie any front arm or back arm strike, is just play with that movement back and forth. So work on taking little bites. Work on taking bigger bites. Yeah. And then you can use anything in between. We use push drag and step drag as the 2 barometers of the big and little, but you use any distance you need to make that strike happen for whatever purpose you're doing. So, both of those strikes together, let's add a little bit of a rise into that. So we're gonna kick in and up. So in and up, rotate. In and up, rotate. I have a great, from this position, if you notice, little freeze frame here. I have an excellent, going back to our reversing torque, in my push drag, back to that rising elbow out of that forward bow there. And 2. Pop, 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 pop. This is close, combative, let it go. Boom. Cover. Same idea going this side. And up, up. I might be in tight this one. This is a good chance to work on that little tank guard. Up, 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 turn, up, turn. Good. So now, let's bring in, we're gonna detract from we already had our circular idea hook. We can plug and play on this one. For our next one, let's bring our dropping elbow. And then we'll finish with a little bit of those of you who have explored green sheet, extract from our long form to our intercepting the ram with a little bit of a driving forearm on the end here. So, we just did drag in, rotate. We're gonna bring this and drop. Pop that right back down, yep. So, this one's gonna feed off of the last move we just did. So let's just tie this into our equation. We'll do it slowly at first. So we have our drag in, we have our rotate, drop, in, rotate, drop, in, rotate, drop, in, rotate, drop. Something that I'm feeling as I'm doing this is if I ever feel like I need a little bit more power, I've talked a lot before when I teach about, I call it instant marriage of gravity. It's just marriage of gravity. But if I ever need that drop, I like to just pick my feet up and drop. If you ever feel like you're missing a power source, you guys have the tools. Plug in a little bit of torque, move a little bit of mass behind it with your foot maneuvers. Let's cover to the other side. So I've got my tank guard up. I have my push drag in, rotate, drop. Push drag in, rotate, drop. Push drag, rotate, drop. Push drag, rotate, drop. Push drag, rotate, drop. Last move. So we have our 1, drag in, 2, rotate, 3, drop. I'm gonna accent this strike with a little bit deeper kneel. I'm gonna use almost an inward block style movement, but I'm still hitting with that elbow into the side. So using my combos here, let's just get that last hip turn, get a little bit lower than we usually do, and there's our rotation in. Boom, pop, pop. Good. So we have from the beginning, drive, rotate, drop, rotate, drive, rotate, drop, rotate, drive, rotate, drop, rotate, drive, rotate, drop, rotate, cover, balance it out, and drive, rotate, drop, rotate, drive, rotate, drop, rotate, drive, rotate, drop, rotate. Good. Everybody try it on your own for a second. I want to see what this looks like.
All right. So finger set one. What we're going to do is explore the set. But instead of exploring, did any of you, raise your hand if any of you saw Mr. Abbott's recent live feed? Anyone? No, it was only like a 15, 20-minute little class that he did. But he got into some really cool things about your center line and how I really liked what he said about all of these sets, these classical sets, even working from a horse stance, something that we all do as martial artists, and taking it for what it is. Too many people these days are trying to evolve to a point where they think, oh, well, the classical stuff doesn't work. How does that not work if we've been using it for thousands of years? You know, it works. The thing is how your brain approaches it, and again, taking it for what it is. These are tools, basic tools to program our bodies to move a certain way. So while exploring these classical drills, such as finger set one from a horse stance without the footwork, we can still incorporate more logical choices and evolve the concepts behind the old way, which can still open our minds and teach our brains more practical motion within the old classical stuff. Does that make sense? So it's worth exploring. I just like all of this stuff is worth exploring because it just makes you a better mover in all reality. So when we go up to our stance here, let's put these right here. We go into our horse stance here, and we have our classical set, which is going straight out and pulling that hand back to a classical position. Mr. Abbott was explaining how he likes to explore the reality of always having to cover our center line. So if I wasn't in a training stance, which again, it is what it is, and I was going into a practical stance, I would then have to always go along my center line and cover my center line, not only striking through my center line, even when we were practicing Gabe's elbow set, where I throw that upward elbow. I don't throw the upward elbow here. I throw the upward elbow here in my center line. I cross my center line. I then go back to my center line, up into my center line. So taking that same feeling of starting from a more battle-ready stance, taking that in executing those ideas and concepts within our horse stance can make it better while we're training with a classical drill such as finger set one. So being mindful of shooting your strikes into your own center line versus what a lot of people do is they tend to square themselves off, except for when you're going into your center line. But you end up squaring yourself off versus cutting into your own center. Then you can take your left hand, which ties into what we've been doing over the last couple of days, creating a more active hand, and we can start checking our center lines, right? Incorporating checks into the center line, right? Incorporating checks into the center line. So those first few moves there, we have spear palm facing down, spear palm facing down, spear palm facing side, and remember, you got to get into that V, right into your center, and then spear palm facing side. That also means that you are taking the liberty to choose to rotate your body off the center line. You're not staying square. So you're loosening up your hips, you're loosening up your shoulders. I tell you guys this all the time when we're drilling in class, go ahead and break your bow and don't stay in the horse stance when you throw a hammer strike. You want to break the bow into the hammer. Same concept, right? So we have spear, spear with a check, spear, spear with a check, spear, spear with a check. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This can continue checking as I go over the shoulder. And as this drops, this can continue checking as I go over the shoulder. Now, this is not the classical way of doing this. It wouldn't necessarily be the way I'd want to see it at a test as far as the checks go, because the checks come in the finger set too. But what I do want to see you guys do at a test is go into your own center lines, making sure that you're being real with the strikes. Does that make sense? Questions on this concept? Anybody? Comments? No? Good. Let's keep going. Okay, so back to review. We're going to play with checks though. So we have spear, 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 spear. That goes into a check, spear, spear. A little different. Hands, right hand goes on the bottom of the left. I flick to the eye. I ricochet off the chest into the throat. I tiger's rake across the face, and I be sure to point these 2 finger pokes into my own eye sockets, right? I want to align them with my own body's anatomical shape, right? Now the left goes into a check as the right is brought back into a crane for the finger whip. And now the right hand goes down as the left arm goes up, finger whip. Now the right hand hooks and brings this around to this position for the low finger whip, and my left hand stops high at the elbow as I come back. And then I hook the left hand over, and then I use a finger whip on the other side. Right? You guys seeing it? Questions up to there? Isaac specifically?
This hooking motion, is that grabbing something and pulling it across and that before you finger strike? Is that the intention of that motion?
The hook?
Yeah.
The hook can be things like this hand comes in, I parry it, I'm bringing it over to this position here.
So,
Bam. The cup and saucers, like actually I'll tie this into a quick little mini lesson on blocking set, 10-point blocking set. Molly, you asked for this the other day, 10-point blocking set. In the 10-point blocking set, we go into a position where the hands come here, tighter over tighter, and then they flip to this side, and then they exhale, you exhale when the dragon breathes fire. What's going on here?
The targeting on those first spears, is that to the solar plexus or is that up into the throat?
Sorry, there it is. Okay. I'm sorry, what did you say, Isaac?
The targeting on those first spears, is that into the solar plexus or a little higher into the throat? Or even higher into the eyes?
Where?
The first spears, so when we're doing this, what's the targeting? Is that the solar plexus, the throat, the eyes?
Oh, first spears are eyes.
Eyes, okay.
Second spears are ribs, liver, right, floating ribs, and then the others are going up underneath the ribs. These are not, again, it's going back to take it for what it is. These are all classical spears, and they're just practicing. The first 3 sets in finger set are about range. They're showing full range, mid-range, and close range.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So back to what I was about to add on with the 10-point blocking set for Molly or for everybody. When I'm here and I transition to here in a 10-point, it's the same concept as that hook and then the finger whip here and then hook, finger whip here. As he punches, I'm catching this punch. I'm absorbing it. And then as I transition over, I'm going into a wrist lock, right? If it was the other hand that I caught here, I'd come back over and I get it into a wrist lock. That's what this motion is representing. It's replicating that break, that wrist break. Pop and then out, pop and then out. That's why when you see me do the 10-point blocking set full speed, you see me kind of pop those motions in a little faster and quicker with more explosiveness, is because I'm imagining catching those strikes, absorbing those strikes. Those are traps. So trapping, breaking, and then exhaling. Trapping, breaking, and then exhaling. Trapping, and then exhaling. Trapping, and then exhaling. That's what that represents, that motion, okay? So let's go back to the finger set. So we have, again, this is also, Isaac, exploring the check. Classically, you would just bring it to the center, pulling the other arm back, 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 okay? But we're exploring a little more of an advanced check, 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 over, grab, flick, rebound off the chest, spears to the throat, tiger's rakes tight across the eyes, and then striking back into the eyes with 2-finger pokes. Left checking heel palm down as the right cocks and ready for the finger whip. Boom, and then the right heel palms down as the left hand cocks back, ready for the finger whip. Now we do that hook and then grab, and then finger whip, and then we do the same thing, hook, pull in, finger whip. The right hand is going to parry downward as the left hand parries upward and meets in the center. So from here to here. Then this hand parries as this comes over the top and slices. That puts me into a point of origin here for the other side as this hand parries and my left hand travels over, palm facing up, 2-finger slice, palm facing down, 2-finger slice. I'll give you the application of this breakdown in 2 seconds. The one thing, when we do these finger slices, I'm taking the hand, I'm going upside down here, and I'm allowing the hand to, the wrist to break itself. And I'm staying within my own little rim here, my shoulders, like my outline. I'm not going big outside of it. It's very tight. From here, I hook, I come around, I slice, and then right past the eyes, I let the wrist flip over. Slice again, 1, 2. So it's very even on this broad line here. 1, 2, and then I go the other way, 1, 2. So you're taking a very specific area of a horizontal plane there for this action, okay? So the application of that is simple. He comes in for this punch, and I'm parrying here and slicing 1, 2, right? So that's where this comes from, okay? If he was to do a U-punch, we're getting a little creative, I would be parrying here. This is where the, again, end of the 10-point blocking set. At the end, after you do 8, we do the uplifting palm, and then we do the hooking palms and then out. Those hooking palms could be against a grab or what have you, but I'm actually taking the hands and I'm curling them around and I'm throwing Mr. Dave around. That's what that motion, those hooking palms are there. Giving you guys tools for your imagination when you're doing these sets. Very important to understand it all has application. There's use of every bit of our motion. So again, just going back, kind of going back and forth from 10-point to finger set, but the 10-point blocking set, just so you all see this, number 9 is the uplifting palm. He comes in, he comes in and I shoot the uplifting palm. I have this strike here. He comes in again, lower, and I drop this, comes in again higher, I block here, and now I have the twist. And that's when I throw it. So that's all within this, hook, throw. And then you have your exhale break, the dragon breathes fire. And that's all this is representing is a dragon breathing fire. Now, the application of the dragon breathes fire is simply this, it's a strike, right? And then in one of our forms, some of you have statue of the crane. In statue of the crane, we use this strike, boom, and then we get him into a fireman's carry, we pull him up, and we throw him, we dump him. See, Armine's smiling. She remembers that lesson. Okay, so you guys are seeing some of the application here. Is this helping you? Yeah, good. Okay, so back to finger set. We are in here. We whipped. We then went to here. Don't worry, we'll go from the top again. Whip. We hooked. Right. Trap. Whip. Trap. Whip. Now we go into our parries. Parry. Parry. Hook around that arm. The right arm comes up, slices the eye. The punch comes in, I parry. I hook around that arm. Boom, boom. There's my two slices. Now from point of origin, my right hand shoots up into the face. And again, I'm showing a check just because we're playing a little bit today. So we're hitting the face with that tiger's claw here. Okay, let's go with an angle. Here. And as I'm pushing back, he's digging his fingers into the eyes and raking. Now, the way this was explained to me by Grandmaster Tatum was he said, picture smashing somebody's head up against the base like a wall, and then taking it and raking into the eyes with the fingers as you rotate the heel palm into the face. So that's why when I teach this to a student, I make the note, this particular piece, I make the note of telling the student, you're fitting the tiger's palm to the jawline. Okay, so you have that angle. Then you're using your forearm muscles. You're not using your shoulder to twist in your body. It's just the forearm. It's very specific and detailed there, just to the forearm muscles. 1, 2. Now the left comes up, shoots, 1, 2. Okay? Now, the right hand travels over the top like I'm about to throw a football. Okay? I'm going to drop that heel palm to the bridge of the nose as my left hand shoots back. Either you can picture it to the groin on the top one, I picture it to the ribs. So this guy's getting this one up top to the nose, this guy's getting his to the floating ribs, right? So that's how I picture that first shot, boom. Then the second shot, the same thing, other side. Left comes over the top, breaks down the bridge of the nose as the right hits the back rib cage of my rear opponent. Now the second set is the lower tiger's claws. So this one comes up underneath and I catch upward with the heel palm tiger's claw smash. The one in the back is doing the same low to the groin. Now, picture the hand coming in at you. You parry that hand as you flip over and you catch it as you pull back and strike again. Okay? So let's go back. Let's review the whole thing from the top. Okay, and like I said, Isaac, just to, again, to reiterate the differentiation between the classical, which you can find on Facebook, our members page, and then this little lesson today where we're exploring the checking hands. Small little difference, okay, Isaac? So when you're practicing this and learning the classical phase of it, you're going to just be rechambering the arm more often. Okay? Sure. So, figure set 1 with the check. Spear high, full range. Spear mid-range, spear mid-range, spear close range, spear close range. For the fun of it, we check and we spear in reverse, and then my right hand checks as I spear in reverse. Right hand goes to the bottom of my left palm, flick the fingers, rebound off the body, spear to the throat, tiger's rake across the face and eyes, bounce right back off the chest, two finger to the eyes. Left pressing palm low. Notice how my hips are giving to this motion. So I'm loaded. Right hip, right shoulder. So I have full range of motion as I push off and rotate off my right foot. Bam! And then back to position. Now the right hand travels low as my left hand cocks up and ready to fire. Boom! It comes back at him. Now the right hand hooks, traps, and then whips the finger. Left hand hooks, traps, whips the fingers. Now the parries take place. Right hand low parry, left hand high parry. Left hand continues parrying and hooking as the right hand goes slice, slice. Now the right hand parries as the left hand continues to hook. Right hand goes low, slice, slice. And those are two finger slices, by the way. Okay, 1, 2. Now, from the right hand's position, it comes up to the face. Tiger's rakes at an angle, and then rakes into the face. Smush the pie into the face. Then the left hand comes from point of origin. Pops up, and then rakes the face. Right hand goes back, ready to go. Slams down, bridge of the nose, heel palm the ribs. Left hand comes up, slams down, heel palm the ribs. Right hand comes underneath, tiger's claw. Another thing that I'm very aware of are my center lines. So when I'm back here, you're getting it in the center. It's not to the side, center line, right? So center line here, see how I've cut myself and I've allowed my body to rotate, directional harmony. And then this will hook around and takes the other side. Boom. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my right hand over the top and I'm going to settle into my stance again. My right hand is laying on top of my left. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit two wedges, two finger pokes, creating a triangle shape, okay, which the thumbs are facing, the thumbs are placed on the bottom of the face, around the chin, jaw area, and the two fingers are sliding into the eyes. So there's an angle here. From here, I've got a gouge into the eyes, and I'm going to, Incredible Hulk, tear their head apart. Right? Hopefully you guys got a good visual there. Then I'm going to take my hands, and I'm going to heel palm to the side, and I'm going to allow my fingertips to follow. So it's a 1, 2. Now what that's showing, those of you who are new to this, that's just us indexing the tiger's claw, hitting with the heel of the palm always first, and then the fingers rake. Okay, I always say we're not kittens, we don't scratch, we're tigers. We knock the prey out, and then we rip them open, okay? So that's what that's signifying. So back from this position here, I come up, these flip, right? My right hand flips over into the wedge. I rip, I tear, I heel palm to the thigh, fingertips. Now, my right middle finger is going to go over my left pointer, my right pointer finger, and my left middle finger is going to go over my left pointer finger. Okay? So what I'm doing here is creating what we always call a fatal finger. All it is a little eye gouge with a little structure behind it. Okay? So it's a layered eye gouge, and these go to the sides of the eyes. So we have 1, 2, fingers go into place. I take a real nice tight circle. Notice where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from out here. I'm coming from where I would if I punched you. So I'm coming in, and I'm gouging the eye and hooking out. So from here, I go 1, and then I go to the second side, 2, close. All the way up. So let's go all the way through it one time together, and then I'll open it up for questions, okay?
So, we have, it's hard to do the change. We have spear high, fully extended, spear high, fully extended. Spear mid-range, making sure I cut that center line. Spear mid-range. Spear close range, spear close range. Spear in reverse, spear in reverse. Hands together, finger with the eyes, rebound off the chest, spear. Tiger's rake across the face, right, left hand is on top, rebound off the chest again, two finger poke to the eyes. Left pressing heel palm down as the right hand cocks up ready to go. Pop with the finger whip. Now the right pressing palm, cranes feet with the left, finger whip with the left. Right hooking palm, trap, tiger over tiger, whip, and left hooking palm, trap, tiger over tiger, whip. From here, right parry downward, left parry upward. Hooking palm around as the right hand, palm facing up, palm facing down, rakes the eye. Then I take my right hand parry as my left hand loops up and around, and slice the eye, slice the eye. From point of origin, my right hand shoots up to the face, chin, rake, rake. Left hand, boom, rake, rake. Right hand, overhead, hits the bridge of the nose, hits my buddy in the back into the ribs. Now from the other side, nose, rib cage, tiger's claw. Right hand now dips up underneath as the left hand hooks and hits the groin with two tiger's claws. Right hand hooks and hits the groin with two tiger's claws. Now I take my right hand on top of my left as I settle back into my center line. I go into thrusting wedge, rip and tear, heel palm, tiger's claw, fatal finger, hook scoop, close, clutch.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you say? What do you say?
That was great. Thank you. It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, unmute yourself if you have something to say.
That was great. Thank you.
Good, good. And Isaac, you understood differentiating between some of those checks. There are some checks within finger set.
Yeah.
Would it help you see well, you have the video, I guess, online anyway. So that'll show you the exact version that we're looking for, textbook.
And I apologize. I have to bounce to get back to my home office.
No worries. I think we're overtime anyway.
Thank you.
Take care, brother.
You too.
Anybody else have anything to add? Maybe you guys, Molly, did you follow along with the 10-point blocking set? Some of the stuff I added?
Yeah, I'm still working, but yeah.
What's that?
I just watched it. I haven't worked through it yet.
Oh, you haven't worked through it. Okay, well, now you have some application, hopefully, there. Do you guys understand, since I'm on it real quick, the 10-point blocking set, number 8? That always confuses people. So let's go ahead and end with the 10-point, and I'll give you a little explanation on number 8 so that if you guys go online and take a look at it, you'll have some explanation, okay? Yeah? So, 10-point. These are pretty obvious. Number 1s are 2 knife hand blocks downward. Okay, knife hand blocks are basically come in. They're strikes with knives, downward knives. You can use them against kicks. I would say close your fist against the leg. Okay, so downward knives. The outward ridges are also, if he throws a hook punch, I can throw an outward ridge and then open-handed palm. To tie into Sensei Gabe's class today with all his open-handed uppercuts and stuff, you got 5 swords, open-handed, chicken wrist, heel palm, tiger's claw, heel palm to the throat, chop, chop, spear to the eyes, throat, and then a heel kick. Those are all open-handed strikes. Chicken wrists, heel palms, tiger claws, chop, spears, so on and so forth. Everything is open there. You can explore this shielding hammer. You can go ridge hand, heel palm, elbow, or you can go outward knife hand, tiger's rig, elbow. There's so many different tools of weapons that you can simply transfer and use from one technique to the next. You want to explore all your techniques that are close-fisted with open hands. It's a great drill, something fun to do. Okay, so we have the ridge hands, number 2. Then we reset the arms back down. Now we go back to our knife hand blocks. Knife hand blocks are simply extended outward blocks, open-handed. Now we go into a leopard's paw trap. Those of you who've never been to a class with me about traps and absorptions, as he comes in, sometimes I have to absorb his punch. It just happens. I'm better off teaching my body how to get hit than I am fighting the strike. If my body tenses up and fights the strike, I'm going to take full force. I'm going to end up on my knees, just like if he hits me in the face and I tense up without shifting and going with it, I'm more likely to end up on the ground. You're going to get hit in the fight. So sometimes as he punches low, I have to trap and take advantage of that pain so that then I'm able to come back and use that against him. That's where this comes from. It's a trapping arm. So we have leopard's paw trap, and then we just have 2 rolling pressing palms. All of you should be familiar with that. They're just in the form of a leopard's paw versus the open heel palm. Now we have the trap that I explained earlier in class. Tiger's paw over tiger's claw, trap. Smack it around, break the wrist, and then dragon breeze fire. Now the other side, absorb it, trap it, snap the wrist, and then left on top, dragon breeze fire. Number 8 is where people go, what? So we have a downward cross hand heel palm block. Then I come back up and chop the neck. The arms come out at me. I part the wings. I then go into a monkey paw, grab onto the shoulders, into the collar blade, the collarbone. So pop into the clavicle. So my hands are like this. I pull in as I breathe dragon breeze fire. Maybe I had garlic or something for lunch or dinner, right? And then I have my uplifting heel palm. I have my press, palm up, palm down, hooking palms. And then here comes that trap again. Watch my body turn to the side. Boom. See how I absorbed that to my right. Now I go back to my center as I exhale, dragon breeze fire. Now my left hand goes pressing palm up with my right protecting the elbow. I then shift back to heel palms, one up, one down, hooking palms. They hook around, and then I trap onto the other side. Boom. And then I go right back into my dragon breeze fire. My arms come to the triangle and together. So number 8, for those of you who have this, is the guy comes in with a punch. I'm here, I block, strike the throat. He comes in with 2 arms. I spread the wings. I catch a hold of his collarbone and I go, boom, I headbutt him, right? There's the application for number 8. Cool. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, candy apples? Good. Hi, Andrea. Good. Good. Really glad to hear. Good. Yeah. Good questions. All right. All right, everybody. You're all starting to stare at me like you need some lunch. We love you all. I hope you got something from today. Mr. Gabe, we'll bow him out. Good class from Mr. Gabe today. And thank you all for showing up. We'll see you again tomorrow. Send me emails on any specific material. I'm going to get 4 more purple belt techniques out today or more. And then I'm going to open up another folder on our members page of some extras, like the Huba drills. I'm gonna go over some drills and stuff for you guys to work on. So I'm gonna start those little videos soon as well. So you'll start to have a new folder just with some like off the cusp ideas and stuff that you can work on at home. Okay? Cool. Stay active, stay healthy, stay happy. and go get some sun because it's hot. All right, everybody, come on back up. Nice strong front positions. Awesome stuff, baby. Goes back up front. Close, let's stand with the salute. Happy day. Tuesday.